Hi, it's me again. We're here at the Upstage Club, world famous hovel of music. This is where I got my start, and Bruce and Steven used to come here and play. A lot of people, Dave Sanchez. This was the hotbed of Asbury Park. More people played in this club during the years 67 to 71 than probably played in all of New Jersey at that time. It wasn't unusual to come in here of a night and go up to the third floor, which is the Rock and Roll Center, and have 200 people in there and 150 of them be musicians, everybody wanting to play. This is the place I think that most of us learned how to interact with an audience and interact with musicians. And needless to say, during those years there were some great nights and some wild things that happened here. Luckily, these walls can't talk.
Johnny, talk a little bit about how it was just all the instruments were just set up and you would just walk
Okay,
around
sure.
all day.
In the Upstage Club, one of the ideas was that a musician could come here and all the instruments would be here, all the amps, all the microphones, the audience. You could just walk in and pick up something and start playing. It was definitely a jam palace. It was open until 5 o'clock in the morning. There was no alcohol served, so you didn't have to be of any age to be in here. And there were a lot of girls and a lot of musicians and a lot of fun.
Did you come here, was this the first place you'd come and play, or was this mostly after hours stuff?
It depended when you played here. We were open from 8 o'clock at night till 5 o'clock in the morning with a 1 hour break from 12 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you didn't have a job, you were here all night long. If you had a paying gig, then you'd go play your gig till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You'd come here and jam until 5. Bruce used to go sleep on the beach. I lived at my parents' house, which is only half a mile away, so I would just walk home. Sometimes I couldn't walk home too well, but I made it nevertheless. It was a great place to play, and we were left alone. There was no media, there was no one to force us to do anything we didn't want to do. We played only the music we wanted to play, and we played for a very appreciative audience.
Do you have one night in particular that you remember here that stands out above the others?
I remember the night the girl freaked out on Belladonna, but I don't think you remember. I remember. No, I can't tell you that one either. It's hard to pick one specific night out of the 3 years, 4 years that I came here and played that stands out. They all sort of blend together. Suffice it to say, it was a raucous place. There were people outside, all along the street here, yelling and screaming. There were people up and down the stairs. And we were the elite. We were the musicians. We could get in because we played for free, so Tom Potter, the owner, would let us in for free. Mostly what I remember is playing a lot. We would play 8 shows a night, 8 50-set shows a night, and jam, play with all different types of musicians. It was some of the best years of my life. And I think it was the one thing that turned me from an amateur to a professional musician. Concentrated for 3 years, I played here 4 or 5 nights a week, 8 shows a night. And it was as much as anyone could take, but it turned me into a professional musician, such as it is.
Did you get paid?
I got paid at one point. Steven, Gary Talent, and I'm trying to remember who else, got paid $15 a night to be the resident jam person. If they needed a guitar player, they got Steve Van Zandt. If they needed a singer, they got me. If they needed a bass player, they got Gary Talent. And the owner, Tom Potter, would give us $15 for 10 hours work a night. And we were glad to get it, too.
Did you find, Johnny, growing up and playing around here? Okay. Did you find that growing up and playing around here that the city, the community of Asbury was supportive of the musicians or not?
The people in Asbury Park supported us, the audience that we had, mostly teenagers, 15 to, there goes one of the buses now, 15 to 21 years old. They came and supported us. The city council gave us nothing but grief. They still do. They don't like rock and roll. They don't like people coming and playing. And they were always a problem. They always wanted to close down this place or whatever bar we were playing at. They even had a thing on the agenda where they were going to bar rock and roll in Asbury Park. But we triumphed. I don't know how, but we just kept playing. People kept coming. For a long time in Asbury Park, we were the only tourist attraction. My band, Bruce's, Steven, there wasn't anybody else here. So I guess they couldn't band us all together. The place would be a ghost town.
If other bands were here playing in town, would they come over here and jam?
Yeah. A lot of musicians who came by played. I can't remember anybody. But they did. Boz Scaggs, I think he came by the Stone Pony though. Jimmy Messina. A lot of bands would come and play here in Asbury Park. A lot of bands played at the bars, at the Convention Hall, Paramount, and they would come by later and stay till 5 o'clock and jam. It was nuts. It was all musicians trying to become better musicians. And it was a great time.
Great.
I'm itching.